My dearest brothers and sisters, this is Ashta. I embrace you in love. In your spiritual community, some people seem to think that acting out love and light will lead them to a high level of consciousness, sometimes called 5D consciousness. In reality, being high consciousness leads to being love and light, in a way that's balanced with wisdom and strength. So it's not that acting out love and light leads to a high level of consciousness. It's that a high level of consciousness leads to love and light. Or to use a metaphor, yes, rich people often drive expensive cars. But buying an expensive car doesn't make you rich. Yes, high consciousness people are often love and light, but acting out love and light doesn't make you high consciousness. A not super advanced person acting out love and light is a bit like a not very rich person buying an expensive car. It will make them look good to the average onlooker, but it actually holds them back in the long term. In the context of spirituality, love and light is amazing if it just arises and is natural. However, love and light holds people back if it has to be accomplished by suppressing or hiding certain things. So, love and light doesn't lead to a high level of consciousness. Then what does? Observing what arises within you, and being authentic, and spiritual practice is what leads to a high level of consciousness. Just simple observation is a practice that provides both healing and spiritual growth. Indeed, if something painful or negative arises in you, then that's not your mind just torturing you for no reason. Instead, that is your mind providing you with an opportunity to heal by just observing it. Your mind is trying to help you, and if you suppress that thought or emotion in order to act out love and light, then you're robbing yourself of a healing and growth opportunity. I mentioned authenticity. Some people dislike that concept because what they're used to is people not observing, and dealing with their painful or negative thoughts or emotions by just being excessively harsh against someone else, and then saying they're just being authentic. However, the idea is that you observe first, and only then you act and speak authentically. If you do that, authenticity is wonderful, and won't be pointlessly harsh or insulting. So, if a so-called negative thought or emotion arises in you, then an easy but counterproductive thing to do is to suppress it and act out love and light. Another easy but counterproductive thing to do is to just label someone or some group as bad. But instead, what I recommend is to observe what arose in you, and optionally talk it through or vent about it to a friend. And once you've done that, act and talk authentically. That is the harder path, but also the path that will lead to a higher level of consciousness. It's completely fine to talk something through with a friend or to vent about it. However, that's no substitute for observation. Many people talk about things but never truly observe inside, and this is how you get to the situation where it seems that certain people keep venting or talking about things over and over again with no resolution. That's because they're not observing. Let's look at an example. Suppose that your parents mistreated you, and parts of you are still hurt and angry about that. Just saying that your parents are bad, with no inner observation, will not lead you to a high level of consciousness. And acting out love and light, and saying that you forgive them and love them and that you are so grateful for the lessons you have learned, will also not lead you to a high level of consciousness. Why not? Because this would be bulldozing and gaslighting those parts of you that are still hurt and angry. And those parts are you. If you think screw those parts, then you are screwing yourself. Imagine how you would feel if you were those hurt and angry parts, and the main you said that you were so grateful for those horrible experiences that in fact are still very painful to you. So what would lead to a high level of consciousness here? Consistently observe what arises within you, and thereby work on the anger and hurt that some parts of you still feel. Be authentic, and if that means that all of you isn't yet ready to forgive your parents, then do not yet forgive your parents. That said, being authentic doesn't mean you have to immediately say everything to your parents that crosses your mind while you're still in the middle of your process. And if you want to, feel free to vent or talk things through with a friend, or therapist, or healer. However, don't make that a substitute for observation. In time, this raises your consciousness, and in time, your raised level of consciousness will genuinely be ready to be love and light. All of you will genuinely be ready to forgive your parents and move past it. I hope this was helpful. With my love and respect for all of you, your brother, Ashta.